welcome back to our channel, Fine Arts at Artifacets. It's Subhashri here, and today we'll be learning about one-point perspective. So, what is perspective? In simple English terms, perspective is basically the way we look at things, the subjectivity of things, how we look at things from different angles. And it's the same in art. How do you draw things in different angles? Most often, we might be thinking, why do we actually need perspective? But we need perspective everywhere. Artists normally observe things everywhere. So when you want to draw something without looking at anything, just by, through nature or anything, we need perspective for that. We need to see how we can draw that thing or sketch it in a different angle. And secondly, perspective helps you imagine, it helps you create things by yourself. It's a long process, but it's worth it. Let's start with one-point perspective right now, okay? So in perspective, generally, there's three main things. There's the vanishing point, there's eye level, and then there's the horizon line. Today we'll be talking about our eye level and the vanishing point, and I will just give you an explanation of what the horizon line is. So when it comes to one-point perspective, the basic thing we need to understand is that there's one vanishing point. It's pretty simple. There's a single vanishing point, so it's called one-point perspective. Imagine you're standing at the end of a road or end of a railway track, okay? So you keep looking, and after a particular distance, things vanish. You cannot see after that. So that point in particular is where your railway track or your road vanishes away. So that's why it's called the vanishing point. Second, what's the horizon line? The horizon line is where the sky and the land meet. So you're sitting at the end of a beach, you're sitting on the sand and you look at the end. And when the sunset happens, wherever it meets the sea, that area or the line is the horizon line. Eye level, the third thing, what is eye level? Eye level is when you sit straight, wherever you see straight, and whatever you can see there, that line particularly is the eye level. So when you sit straight and look up straight, so what's your eye level? Like wherever you see, that's your eye level basically. I will explain in detail when we draw it. So for now, you just need to understand this much. Secondly, let's try to understand it better practically, okay? So today let's learn how to draw simple cubes in perspective. You'll know why we are doing it and the how of it as well. So this is a box, right? Now we're going to learn about one-point perspective. Just like how things vanish away when it's a railway track or a road, even cubes at some point, when you keep drawing the lines, if they're not parallel to each other, they vanish at some point, they meet at some point. So let's take this paint box for example. In one-point perspective, the main thing we need to understand is that the front face is always seen. The front part of the cube or anything that you're making, a building, anything, it's always seen. The sides, you might be able to see a little bit, but not too much. And then you have your eye level. If it's below your eye level, you can see the top of it. And if it's above the eye level, then you can see the bottom of it. So this is basically how one-point perspective works. Some of us might be thinking, why do we start with cubes generally? And now you'll know. So this is my vanishing point. This is the eye level. We can go to the horizon line later. Like basically sometimes the eye level and the horizon line meet at the same point or the same line. But right now let's just consider this whole line as the eye level and this as your vanishing point in one-point perspective. Secondly, try not sketching it with scale. Try to draw it freehand so that you can get a better understanding of how to draw lines easily and lightly. So let's start. So as I said before, in one-point perspective, we can only see the front face first. That's the main thing we can see. So let's say I start with this rectangle, okay? And then there are 2 points here and then 2 points below. It's going to end at some point because it's not really parallel. So I'm going to connect these lines towards the vanishing point to find the back of the cube. So, and then I'll just make the back of the cube. I connect these to the vanishing point. It's going to end somewhere And then finally, we make the back of the cube. So when I see it in this angle, think of a carton box. I can only see this much. I cannot see the sides. I can't see anything. I can only see the back of the cube and the front of the carton box. Okay, so now let's try it in a different angle. And I'll tell you why it's necessary pretty soon. So if I go on a different angle, I connect the lines to the vanishing point. And then one more. Just remember that they're always going to be parallel to the lines on the side. So when I do it in a different angle, this is all I can see. The front of the carton box, the side of the carton box, and the top of the carton box. Now, why do we need it? Let's go back to our first cube, okay? Now I'll connect the dots from inside to the vanishing point. So I'm going to do the bottom. So now that we've connected the bottom points to the vanishing point, I'm just going to draw the base of the cube. That's not going to be seen when we're watching it from this angle. But why am I doing it? When I'm connecting the sides and finishing up the cube, that is this. As I said, I wanted to tell you why we are learning how to draw cubes in different angles in the first place. So imagine you're inside a room. The room is normally a cuboid or a cube, however it is. This becomes your floor. This becomes your side wall 1. And then side wall 2. This becomes your back wall. And this your ceiling. So if we don't know how to draw cubes in different angles, we'll never be able to move to anything else in perspective and try to sort of draw interiors without looking at anything, just through imagination. So that's why one point perspective is really important. So let's try it in different angles right now. So I'm going to do one below the eye level, and then one above the eye level, and one in between, which is below and above together. So the rest you can try it yourself. So let's say I'm going to do it here. So one rectangle here, connected to our vanishing point. I'm only going to do the parts that we can see. So there's one here, the back of the cube. It depends on how much the size you want, like how big the width of the back of the cube you want, and the side of the cube. So here I can see the right side and the back side. But as I said, in one point perspective, it's always going to be the front that's going to be seen very clearly. So this is what we can see. Now let's say we want a carton box of the equal level on the top. So what I'll be doing is draw two straight lines on the top, right from here, from the rectangle. Draw them straight and connect it. If I want the length or the width to be the same, depends. So at least I have it of the same length here. And then I'll connect these to the vanishing points. And one here. And I'll connect my lines. So as I said, when it's above your eye level, you can see the bottom of the cube. When it's below your eye level, you can see the top of the cube. But here, the length of your cuboid or the front face is the same because we connected it in the same way. So let's do one where half of the cube is above the eye level and the other half is below of the cuboid, sorry. So it's the same method. I think you pretty much guessed it now. Let's draw one here, connect the points that we can see, and draw the back of the cube. So all of this is what we can see, and of course we can't see the inside of a carton box when we're seeing it from in one point perspective from these particular angles. So you can try more at home. And in the next class, we'll be learning how to draw different objects using these cubes, say cylinders, or we can draw some coffee mugs or any object that you want in one point perspective. So hope you understood so far. Thanks a lot. Come back next time.